Greetings to you all. Welcome to Women's Invest in Africa STEM Center, and welcome to Shexa's YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about an automatic irrigation system. It's just a model which is fully functional and ready for use in small deployment areas such as in-house flowers, such as small beds that you can supply water using the system. So the system is automatic irrigation system. I will talk about how to assemble the components together, the hardware components together. I will talk about the code. I will talk about how to upload the code using serial cable. So let's get into it, get full understanding on how to assemble the components, full understanding on how to write the code. Thank you very much. See you later when you are doing the practical. Practical, writing the code, practical, assembling the components. Let's talk about the code, let's talk about the program, let's talk about the instructions that we are about to upload to the Arduino controller board with the Atmega. We have a variable called sensor pin, and the sensor pin is A0. What we mean is we are going to connect the analog pin from the moisture sensor onto the Arduino A0 pin. So the Arduino has got A1, A0, A1, A2 up to A5, where we can collect analog signals from analog sensors. Then we have a variable that is going to hold the value that we get from the sensor, and the variable is called sensor value. And then we have a limit, which is an integer. This one is the limit to say if the moisture content is 300 and above, then it means something. If it's below 300, it means something. So this is the variable called limit is going to hold 300. So we use that variable in our program. Then in setup, we are just setting the baud rate to 9600 by saying serial.begin. Then we set the pin mode to output, pin number 7, digital pin 7 to output. Pin number 7 is connected to our channel relay. So the pin number 7 is saying relay channel switch on, relay channel switch off, relay channel switch on, relay channel switch off. So this is going to be outputting a signal from the controller to the channel relay. So the channel relay acting as a switch, we are turning it on and off. And then we get to the loop. This is the code that is going to be repeated for as long as the system is powered. So the sensor value, we are now reading the value from the sensor, which is connected through sensor pin A0. And then we are just printing on the computer screen through serial monitor, and then from there the next thing is we now check the value. If the sensor value is less than 300, which is the limit, Then we switch on the pump through the relay for 5 seconds. We switch on the pump, so we are now watering for 5 seconds if the limit is not reached. So we water for 5 seconds. If after 5 seconds we check again if the limit is reached. If it's reached, then it means the other condition has been met. But if it's not, then we continue to water for the other next 5 seconds up until we reach the limit. And then if the limit is already met, then it means we have to switch off the pump. And there's no need for us to delay. There's no need for us to delay. And then we just delay for 1 second before rerunning the loop. So that's everything about the code. Thank you very much for paying attention, watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye. God bless you. Or sealed so that we avoid having water put in there. We avoid any danger that can damage our electronic components. And then this hole is the one that is going to have our cables go out to some other parts of the world. So this is it. And then we have the pump. This is the pump. So we are assuming that this is the dam, and inside the dam we have a submersible pump which can pull water from the dam and throw it into the field. So that's what we have here. So this is the cable that goes to power our pump. So we have positive and negative. As you can see from here, we have positive and negative. So what we're going to do is what I've just done is I have extended this cable with black and white, and my white is representing positive and this is ground. So that's the pump and the dam. Here we put it there, and then we have a 4 relay module or a 4-channel relay module. This has got 4 modules or four relay modules. This is a relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, relay 4, and that's why we have it called 4 relay module, because it has got 4 relays. And then it has got, if you look at it closely, you can actually see that it is having ground in 1, in 2, in 3, and in 4, and then VCC. VCC, you connect 5 volts on it, and then GND, you connect ground. And then in 1, in 2, in 3, they represent channel relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, and relay 4. So if you connect your digital pin on in 1, when you switch it on, it controls relay 1. If you deal with in 2, it controls relay 2. Right? On each relay, it has got the 3 connectors or 3 ports, as I can say. And then the middle pin is the one that is the common one. So we definitely connect something there, which is our cable for power supply. And then we have normally opened pin and the normally closed pin. So 3 pins, middle one, the common one, and then we have the normally opened and the normally closed. So that's the case for all the 4 relays. So you decide on whether you want to put your cable on normally opened or normally closed. Right, so we put it here. And then we talk about the Arduino. We have our Arduino over here, Arduino microcontroller board. It's having an Atmega microcontroller here. It's Atmega 328P microcontroller that is connected on it. So this is just a board with digital pin connections over there, and then analog pin connections over there, and then power connection pins over there. And then we have this serial port, then power port. This serial port, we normally use it to upload the code onto the Atmega microcontroller. Then we have the power, but this serial cable can also work to supply power to the whole body. And then we have our small breadboard that we're going to use, connect our power cables over there and some of the components over there. So this is the breadboard that we're going to use. And then we've got the moisture sensor, which is a key device in this model. So here you can see that we have a moisture sensor V2, as you can see on its label over there, and it has got 3 pins, as you can see them, and I hope you can also see the 3 pins over there, male connectors, and then we connect it to this extension cable, so I can connect it like that. All right, so it's having black, red, and green. Black being the ground, red being the VCC or the positive cable, and then being the positive for the positive terminal, and then we have green, which gives us analog signal from the field or from the sensor, that is reading from the field. And then here we have an extension as well, where we have ground, and then here is positive, and then analog. So we're going to connect it to our microcontroller. In this case, I'm just listing everything. And this is our serial cable, the one that we connect to the computer. So let me just connect it so you can see this is USB part, and then this thing is the serial connection that goes to the Arduino, and this one goes to the computer. I'll show you the computer and we'll connect to it. So that's the serial cable, and then we have some screws and some jump wires. Here we have some jump wires. We are going to use them, and then we have the glue gun. We're going to use the glue gun to solder or have these things put inside the control box. So let's begin connecting or assembling all our components. So to start with, what I want to do is I want to connect the power from the Arduino to the board. So I will say this board, because you can see that the power connections from the Arduino, we just have 5 volts. So if I want to connect 5 devices or 5 components, or maybe 3, I cannot connect all of them to one pin. But if I distribute it like this, I now have access to the same pin through several connections. And then let me now connect ground. Let me see if I can find a different cable for ground, something that is not right. Let me connect using black cable here, and then connect to ground. I get it from there. Right. So everything else outside. So look at everything that I'm actually doing here. So I've managed to connect power. Now I have power from here. So whenever I need to connect any device that needs power, I will get the power from here. So the next device that I need is the moisture sensor. The moisture sensor, I am going to connect the 5 volts over there, and then ground, I put it there. So I hope you can see what I am doing. Then I connect this to A0, analog pin 0, from the sensor's analog pin to Arduino's A0 pin. So that's what I did. I managed to connect the sensor to the Arduino and the breadboard. Now, what else do I need? I need to connect the pump. The pump needs ground, which is here. We have ground, and then I can take now this channel relay, and I want to make use of in1, so I can connect in1 there. So there's a screw here, so I'm going to unscrew it so that the cables can fit. So I'm going to use the first one and the middle one to connect the pump. So I'll connect the positive one of the arrow, and then I can pin it. Right, it's intact now. Now I connect this one to continue. Right, so this one is now going to power. So I have connected power to my pump, but this relay acts as a switch. So it's going to switch on or off, but basing on the signal that is going to be sent on in1. The signal is going to be sent from it's going to be sent through in1. So in1, I'll connect in1 like that, and in1 I'm going to use digital pin number 7, which is going to output the signal to the channel. But the channel itself needs power, so I'll connect this white one, VCC, and then connect it to 5 volts like that, and then ground. I connect it to ground like that. Right, I think I am done. Now my channel is fully connected, and then I have the sensor fully connected. I think I also need to have some soil. I need some soil here. So what I'm going to do is now, because the code is already been uploaded here, the moment we connect this to the computer or to any power source, then the system is supposed to start running. So I am connecting it to the computer, which is here. You can hear the sound. the pump is running, but in the dam there is no water, so I am going to disconnect it. Right, so we are assuming that this is our field, so we put our sensor in the field, and you have observed that the ground is actually dry, so we have water here, so I'm going to put some water into the dam. Let's just assume it's rain. God is just blessed us with water. Now we have water, right? And then this is our system. Now we need to test it now, right? So if this field is dry, our system is going to start watering the field. If the moisture content gets to an acceptable amount, the system automatically stops supplying water into the field. So I'm now powering the system. Now it's watering. It stops when the amount of water is sufficient. So if we remove it and put it to a place where there is no moisture, you observe that it will water up until the amount of moisture is sufficient. So the water is going down, 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 down. So let's just assume that you have your flower in here, and you want it to continuously be watered. When the moisture content gets to an amount which does not feed the plant efficiently, then you can make use of this system. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. Right, so here we have our system mounted inside the controller box that can be locked using this lid, and then you can tighten the screws inside there. You can see the screws there, but for the meantime I can just open it so that you can see how it was mounted. So we have the Arduino controller board, which is there mounted using glue gun, and then same applies to our breadboard. We mounted it using glue gun, and the channel, the relay channel. Right, so these are the 4 components that we have, and then you can see here our system. So what I did here, let me just do this. Let me close it so we can test it. So this is it. We can now test it by connecting this cable onto the computer. So you can see that the system, that's the system. So I will connect this. Alright, so the moment I connect it, it initializes. So this soil is moist, as you can see. So let me pull it and then put it there. The moment you put it on moist soil, it stops running. So let me test it with dry soil. Let me put it there. That soil is dry, so the pump is going to pump water. And if I put it back here, it will stop, but it stops after the seconds, the number of seconds that we have set in the program. So that's the program, that's the system. We can have this box, that's our controller box, located anywhere. and then we have a number of flowers supplied with water only when it's necessary. So that's the system mounted in there, with a power cable and cables going to the sensor, the pump and stuff. And that's cool. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.